Imagine a future where your workplace is virtual. You don't need a big screen display because you can put virtual monitors anywhere. Instead of a set of Zoom squares, you can meet your colleagues in a virtual beachside resort where your avatars will reflect your real face. It can feel just like coming into the office, but from the comfort of your home.
And then I've lost my hands again. Hey, I got my hands back. I'm going to be honest with you, Addie. I hate this. I hate it more than anything.
I feel so beaten down by this software.
The Meta Quest Pro is supposed to be a big leap forward for the company formerly known as Facebook. Meta has lost $9.4 billion this year on virtual and augmented reality, or the so-called Metaverse. And since we started recording this video, Meta's laid off 11,000 employees, or 13% of its workforce. But in his address to the company, Zuckerberg said he's still focusing on high-priority growth areas like the Metaverse. It's betting everything, right down to its name. This is where Meta's VR goes from fun and games to a serious business tool. Eventually, CEO Mark Zuckerberg wants something like the Quest Pro to be your next laptop. The Quest Pro is like a very fancy version of the Quest 2, the all-in-one headset that Meta released in 2020. Like the Quest 2, the Quest Pro is a self-contained system with built-in cameras and tracking. It supports Quest 2 apps and games, and it uses the same app store. You still need a Meta account to start using it unless your workplace sets up its own login system. Most of its internal specs have gotten a slight bump though. It uses a new Qualcomm XR2 Plus chipset instead of the Quest 2's XR2, and it's got 12 gigabytes of memory instead of 6 gigabytes. The Quest 2 controllers featured LED bands that the headset's built-in cameras could track. Now, the controllers have their own tracking camera. I haven't noticed a huge improvement in their accuracy, mostly because the Quest 2 was already quite good. But they're more compact, and they finally charge on a little plastic dock with the headset instead of burning through AA batteries. Where the Quest 2 blocked out most of the light around your face, the Quest Pro offers more options. By default, it lets in a lot of light, so people can't, say, sneak up on you and surprise you in VR. You'd be surprised how often that happens. But it comes with rubber wings that you can magnetically snap on to block your peripheral vision, and you can buy a separate full face mask that shuts out almost all light. The default option here is okay if you're sitting still at a desk, which is how Meta imagines many people using it. But it made me motion sick for anything else, even typically comfortable games like Beat Saber. So I appreciate the flexibility, but I spent almost all my time with those wings on. The main difference here, though, is the headset's cameras. The Quest 2 has 4 tracking cameras, one on each corner, and they capture black and white video. The Quest Pro has a total of 10 sensors, including outward-facing color cameras and internal ones that capture your eyes and face. All these cameras enable the Quest Pro's 2 big selling points. The first is color pass-through mixed reality, a midpoint between full immersive VR and AR glasses, where virtual items are overlaid on a live video feed. We couldn't directly film pass-through video. Meta says support to capture it is coming in future software updates. The second is face and eye tracking, which lets an avatar mirror facial expressions like smiling and raising an eyebrow.
You look like you're sleeping all the time.
Yeah, no, it doesn't recognize that my eyes are open. Which is weird.
Okay, there's something to be said about this experience.
Eye tracking also allows foveated rendering, where software can render the pixels right where you're looking at more sharply, saving on computing power. These are interesting new features, but so far there isn't a lot to do with them. Foveated rendering could make more demanding games render with more detail, but the Quest Pro isn't meant for games right now, so most VR developers will be building for the Quest 2. The color feed is a step up from the Quest 2's black and white, but it's still washed out and flickery, a long way from looking like the real world. There are some mixed reality apps, but the mixed reality component often remains pretty basic. Meanwhile, Meta's main use for eye and face tracking is its own social platforms, particularly Horizon Workrooms. Workrooms is at the heart of Meta's new strategy. It's an app that you can sync with a desktop computer to use as an office. For personal work, you can project big screens in front of your face on top of either a full VR environment or a pass-through video feed. For collaboration, you can invite other people to a virtual meeting room. But Workrooms, it has some problems.
So this is the first time we've been able to make Horizon Workrooms work. We've tried it many times. It has mostly failed out. But here we are, together.
I would like to caveat that there's supposed to be a third person here with us, so I'm not sure I would say worked.
It's true. Alex Heath was not able to join us. The face tracking is somewhat working. Addie looks very sleepy all the time. I am talking
face
with my
tracking
hands.
is also better than I expected, even though it's not great in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's on the curve, so it's not good enough that you are not talking with your hands. Like, I'm overcompensating with my hands.
Yes.
I cannot tell what your face is actually doing because you keep winking and squinting at me.
Yes. I don't know, maybe this just exaggerates all of our normal expressions so we can see how weird we look all the time. I don't know. These are thoughts that I feel like would be weird for a work meeting, so...
There is zero chance that I would ever make a serious decision in this software.
That it is bizarre that I have for years been connecting my Meta headset to things related to Facebook so that I can have a seamless social experience, so that I can have, like, oh, isn't it great that you can take advantage of the social graph? I have to go to a website, log in through an arcane, like, authentication system that even I don't understand where my account is. I get on the web, I create a meeting room, I invite people to the meeting room through, similarly, I have no idea how or where these accounts are. And then maybe they get a link, and then they can click on the link, and then they launch themselves into the headset. And maybe it works.
As I said before, the Quest Pro's focus is business collaboration, so we're spending most of our time in Meta's Workrooms app. But the social app Horizon Worlds is a big part of Meta's Metaverse strategy, a free VR platform for games, events, and social hangouts. And my experience so far is less than stellar.
Addie, where are you?
Oh.
Yeah, Addie, where are you?
Yeah. No, sorry, I have to go, but it's nice meeting you.
Addie is talking to people who are not us. Alex, you have turned into just some sort of coin.
He's not over 18. We need to find
He's
someone
not
over
over
18.
Oh, amazing.
All right, yeah. I'm
Boys, find a girl over 18.
Sorry,
She's the only girl.
I don't think anybody here is over 18.
She's the only. I'm not over 18, that's for sure.
I'm literally watching people try to find Addie to harass her.
Wait, really?
I'm listening to people
Is that-
saying
is
I'm literally listening to kids say
she's the only one. That's just her dudes.
They're like, they
Can't
found a
even see the
girl
hoop,
and they're
bro.
like chasing her.
You too.
Are you kidding me?
Wait, we gotta go see this.
I didn't hear that.
Wait.
Run! Go!
Wait, but you don't hear the gaggle of bros who are like, she's the only girl on the server, let's go talk to her?
Oh no, I didn't hear that. I was hearing the other. There was the woman who said that I looked just like her. I'm gonna leave now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go too.
home.
Okay.
Where are we going?
I don't know. Was that Alex? That's Alex. Okay,
Yeah.
I found Alex again.
Where are we?
I haven't seen
Where are
Addie.
we?
I
I've been
invite you
talking
to go to my
Travel.
home.
Hit the
Oh,
travel.
okay. Where do I do that?
Oh shit! It went away.
How do I do that? How do I do any of this? This is
Addie, send it again. Addie, send it again. I gotta
Hi.
escape.
How do I get out of here? Okay, so I don't know where you were at that time, but where Alex and I were standing, all of the dudes around us started saying, "There's a girl," and then they said, "This is true. Ask if she's over 18." And then somehow, I believe you told them that you were over 18, and they were
I
like,
did not tell them that. I didn't know
Well-
where they were. This must have been some other girl.
"Well, that's not great either," and in many ways, worse.
Okay, we were finally able to get Alex Heath to join us and chat about our time so far. Not in Workrooms, but in Horizon Worlds.
Alex, was this worth $10 billion?
This is worth negative $10 billion. I would pay $10 billion to never use this again. I wanted to have hope that we could like do this and it would be fun, but I mean, you guys agree this is like one of the most buggy software experiences ever, right? I mean, I have not experienced software this bad in a long time.
Yeah,
I think
it's
bug
real
is
messy.
unfairly nice. I think bug implies that there is a working version of this that this is somehow not living up to. This is just so
Yeah.
unintuitive.
No. I mean, I just like when I tried to join the workroom with you guys, it just took me into this empty blue expanse, and I couldn't even like get to the menu to restart. I had to force restart the headset from the button. I mean, even as a reviewer, you barely want to go through it. I just, while you guys were in Workrooms, I went into a creator world by myself, and it was literally just two 10-year-olds trying to figure out how to get out of the wall they were stuck in on either side of the world, talking to each other, and me in a vast world. And I'm like, this is it. This is it.
What I keep saying is they should just put this back on the shelf and not talk about the metaverse until something is 100 times better than this. Is that your read of this?
That's my read. I almost wonder if they should scrap this and just start over. I mean, I don't know what's salvageable in this experience. I mean, this is just such a bad experience. I hate to say it that way. This is the most savage I've been about a product, but I really don't understand why this exists. Why this is out for people to be able to use. And the fact that Workrooms was even worse and more buggy, and that's the whole purpose of this Pro headset, is to spend time in Workrooms. And I just want to acknowledge you cannot schedule a meeting in Workrooms in the headset.
Yeah.
How did that ship? I don't really understand. And so it does not surprise me that the people building it don't use it, because I cannot even figure it out myself. And I write about this stuff for a living.
It's easy to see why Meta built Workrooms. It wants to own the future of not just video games, but computing in general. It has to if it wants a business big enough to compete with its original social networking behemoth. But the Quest Pro hardware isn't ready to be your next computer. The headset weighs around 200 grams more than the Quest 2, or around 100 more than the Quest 2 with its added Elite strap. It balances that weight by moving its battery to the back of the headset, but the design focuses heavy pressure right at my hairline, to the point that after wearing it for a few hours, I've sometimes got a painfully numb strip on my forehead. The battery lasts 1 to 2 hours compared to the Quest 2's 2 to 3 hours, which isn't great either. The Quest Pro screen is roughly the same resolution as the Quest 2's at 1800 by 1920 pixels per eye. That's pretty good for a VR headset right now, but it's way too grainy to comfortably stare at a bunch of text all day. I might take the Quest Pro's virtual screens over a tiny laptop screen, but not for very long. The software, meanwhile, is even worse. Workrooms is a huge mess that requires toggling between a web and VR app interface to set up meetings that load incredibly slowly if participants can get into them at all. It's even clumsier than your average video conferencing setup, which is already the software version of hell. And the whole Quest user interface is fine for launching games, but it's still limited as a full-fledged operating system. Companies have been using VR for decades, mostly for specialized work like simulation and 3D design. The Quest Pro has potential for places that are already doing this. It's a relatively high-powered standalone headset with good controllers, and it's not that expensive compared to other business-focused VR headsets. But Meta needs more than that. It needs new people to adopt VR for work. People like, well, us. For most people, the Quest 2 is still a better option for Meta VR. It's lighter and vastly cheaper. It's not as powerful, but most game developers will still be targeting its specs. The Quest Pro's special features don't do much for the average user yet. And if you really love those more compact controllers, you can even buy them for the Quest 2, although they cost $299. We know there's a Quest 3 coming out next year as well, and who knows what upgrades that will include. The Quest Pro has some good ideas. I hope its upgrades appear in more of Meta's headsets. But right now, everyone is looking to Meta for a giant leap to save the company. And at best, the Quest Pro is a medium-sized step in the right direction.
I don't know how to do
3.5. 3.5? Okay, 3.5. I can do that. My hands don't do this.
Yeah. No, I was trying to.
Thanks everybody for watching, and let me know, would you rather have 1 Meta Quest Pro headset or 3.5 Quest 2s?